Well, I managed to remove the inside of the capacitor. It was full of tar around the actual 3 capacitors that are in there. Now I used a hot air gun, not hot air gun, a little butane gun to heat it up. Just heated it like that and it started to drip out, and it looked like something from the Alien, and the whole lot just slid out. And then I used some kerosene and a little wire brush to clean it all out completely, and that's how it's come up. Same with that. I heated up this is the cap top. I heated it up gently. I didn't want to burn the base. Melted the tar off it, and then just give it a brush up with some kerosene. Now I've got the 3 capacitors here. They're very small, but they are 400 volts and the 10 UF, rated 105 degrees. So I put 3 together, join the commons, and then I'm going to mount that on there. Unfortunately, this is aluminium rivets, but fortunately there's still, when I cut into it, unfortunately it left little prongs sticking up, so I'm going to try and solder onto them hopefully. If not, I'm going to have to solder, drill through the rivets and try and solder it on, but hopefully I'll get away with that, so we'll see how it goes. Firstly, I'm going to try and tin the ends, hopefully it works. Not too sure that will work. Nope. I'll try tinning them and the solder doesn't stick. So I scraped it up with a knife. I'm a bit dirty, tarnished, and it still doesn't stick, so I'm not exactly sure what they are. It's certainly not going to let solder stick to it, so happy plan B. I'm going to try and drill it with this drill. I've got a collet that it should fit. Do there, hopefully. Here. Using this drill here, it's quite fast, but I've noticed a couple of times using this, to get some torque you need a bit of speed, and instead of drilling holes, especially aluminium, starts to melt it. So what I've done, I managed to get one hole in. The other one, when I started drilling it, the rivet fell off, but it's still there to stop it heating up. I've been using flux as as like a lubricant. So I'll do this one here, I'll pack it in, hopefully it seems to work, instead of just melting a hole in the aluminium at the speed that the drill runs at. There I go. If I do it by hand it goes in okay, but for slow speeds on this little drill there's not much torque, so hopefully we shall not too fast there. The camera. That one. Maybe that shave is not better. It goes a lot easier. There's got a big grease in there. Doesn't have to be flux, even oil might be done, just what was at hand. So I think this one is the last one. This one here. no problem, but the aluminium, it sort of melts. Well, that's it, probably that one. That's it. So, let's see how that works. That was plan C. Well, this is it with the 4 holes drilled in, the contacts. I've managed to push a single strand of copper wire into one of them just to try it. So I'm going to solder that on there, and I'll do the other, see what it's like. Twisted it round the best I can. That's fairly tight there. Solder that up. Okay, this is plan B or C. Because I couldn't solder onto the existing leads that came around the rivets, I've drilled through these rivets and put a piece of copper wire in. So what I'll do now is do the other 3, and then hopefully we'll manage to get that attached. Right, that's some light on it. That's the 4 wires through the rivets at the bottom. That one's a bit loose, but I think I can put some glue on it and tighten it. And I just wrapped it round and soldered them on. It's about 1/2 mil, single stranded copper. So now this will have to be attached. I think I'll put some heat shrink on there. Right, let's see how that goes. Right, I made a little hook in there. This is the earth. Unfortunately, the tag is very loose. I'm going to have to put it aerolite it afterwards, just to keep it all rigid. Solid on there, I think. That's the first one. What I'm going to do now is put heat shrink on the others and attach them. Now I've done one, I'm going to do the second one here. I'm not sure how clear this is going to appear on the video. Let's see. I've made little hooks on the copper and hooked the lead of the capacitor in there. That's that one there. 2 done. Right. Let's see if that shows up on camera part. On that, this is the next one to do. Made a little hook. And I need to hook that in there. Out of the way for now. Squeeze that up and that one up. Like that, and then just hold that in there. Try to show the cat on this. And the last one here, see. Okay. off. Look at this. Well, apart from the common, which unfortunately the top of the rivet broke, but I think I can fix that in. Put some iodide, I think, around here, some epoxy of some form, and a few spiky bits to remove. That feels quite rigid now. All that, I might put some tape around it, and then I'll probably line that with something. I think it might be safer lining it, and then somehow seal that back up on there. In fact, that would almost push in there. Probably not force it. If I could make that wider, it would go in. Right, okay. That was the attempt at this. This was completely covered in tar. Managed to get it clean. Managed to drill these to put copper wire through. Couldn't solder on them. They're aluminium rivets, and I don't know what the terminals of the capacitor were. It's probably aluminium as well. And they were just held underneath these rivets here, so I couldn't solder to them. So there we go. I shall test this before I seal it all up. Well, a bit messy. I've glued in a small piece of felt inside to line it. This is the capacitors. I use pliers. I just straighten this rim up a bit, and I bent that rim in, so this has been straightened, and that fits in there quite nicely. So what I'm going to do now is iodide them two together and see how it works. A bit messy, but we'll see. First of all, I want to put some iodide on. Put some iodide on this one here. Push it in. This is the rivet that fell out, so hopefully this is mixed okay. I hope it's not rapid. Right, I can stick it down the bottom here. I might do all four of them actually. Yep. Just to help seal them. So just putting the iodide around the base of the four rivets. We've had a bit of a bashing, drilling and heating up and melting the tar that was in it. So there we go. Fill it, I think. Contacts. If this ever needs to come apart, I think it's going to go in the bin. I'll start again with another one or another idea. But if this works, it can go into the radio. Right, let's. It's not the original part anyway. 1954, 52, August 52. So I think at some point it had been replaced. So I just get some iodide around the outside of there. Yeah, it's not the easiest thing to use. Yeah, it's a bit runny. But hopefully, if I get it in, I'll stand it that position. Almost completed around. A little bit more. Okay. Right, let's see what happens. Twist. Now then. Just get the excess off now. Then leave that. I need to stand that somewhere. In that position. That's it. Yes. I'm going to have to hold it. Stand that in. Should have thought of that before I did it. There we go. How's that reel? The old solder reel. Yep. Look at that maiden measure. Right, touch that for a few hours, it should set. Okay, there we go. An experimental capacitor made with new components in an old case. Thank you for watching. Click like please and subscribe if you want to see more. Bye bye.